With all the melting and movement comes that sense change often brings of excitement mixed with insecurity. The excitement of exploration is what drives Grant Cool, who once dreamed of becoming an astronaut and has a doctorate in aerospace studies.
The most important thing in life is exploration, for me anyway. Living in the Canadian Arctic, working in the Canadian Arctic, it is a place where exploration has a history, but it also has a tremendous future. There is so much that we do not know about the Canadian Arctic, about that part of the world that we see on a map, but we don't necessarily spend much time even looking at.
Today, instead of exploring the higher reaches of space, Grant's plumbing the depths of the chilly waters around Fox Basin in the eastern Arctic.
Right now, we're flying from Churchill, Manitoba to Hall Beach, Nunavut. We're on our way to visit a research vessel that's working there, the Strait Signet.
The presence of the Strait Signet, chartered by Grant's research company, underscores the changes steadily advancing on life in the North.
The proposal to put in a mine on Baffin Island will represent a big change to the people here. That would mean jobs, it would mean opportunities for education. It's a changing place in a changing world.
Who made the shot?
No. My dad is right.
Who's your dad?
Jupiter.
Yep, it's for everybody. Everybody to share the food. Yep.
Everyone benefits from the bounty of a walrus weighing over 1,500 kilos.
Come here, boy!
And hopes are high that the struggles of this community may be eased by sharing in the employment opportunities made possible by a new iron ore mine.
1, 2, 3, I keep forgetting the number. 7. 7 in total. It seems surprising, but large areas of the Canadian Arctic are uncharted. In the southern part of Canada, you can go to the Canadian Hydrographic Survey and you can buy a chart, a navigation chart, and you'll see that the waters are well mapped. Most of the rocks are shown. If you do the same for Fox Basin, what you'll find is the eastern side of Fox Basin has no navigation information at all. And that can be said for a large majority of the areas in the Canadian Arctic. As for what's under the water, it's a lot of unknown country.
Multi-beam sonar makes the unknown visible. The unit sends sound signals to the ocean floor, which, as they return, are transformed into images. The result will be an accurate chart of the depths and dangers facing the giant ships needed to service the mine.
Once this data is collected, it gets transformed into a hydrographic chart, which then goes through the official channels, Canadian government, Lloyd's of London being one of the main insurers. This data is invaluable to mariners. They cannot come up here and take this ore out of here without an accurate hydrographic chart.
There had been some concern that the way that the ice would move through here could restrict...
Chief Scientist John Cunningham and Project Manager Rick Hunter brief Grant on how the survey's coming along.
There's nothing there.
No.
Okay, it's just this one.
50 years ago, it would have been technologically impossible to mine up in this area. The deposits were always here, We had the ability to mine them, but there was no way to get the ore to where we can use it because of ice and simple remoteness of this area. But now, with these large freighters, they'll be able to come up here probably 10 months of the year at least.
We need further work, but it has the potential.
Okay. I suppose we should make a list and then eventually assign some priorities. So just clockwise. The Canadian Arctic represents, I feel, one of the last places on the Earth that has not been explored in detail. Canada has claimed it for so long, and nobody has really had any interest in exploring it because there is a perception in the world that it's just too cold to do anything here. It's too difficult to do anything. But global warming, the discussion of climate change, has caused people to rethink that assumption, and I think it's pretty evident that the basic conclusion that most people are making, from Canadians to Americans to Russians to all of the other people that live in the Arctic, that assumption may no longer be true, and that coming to the Arctic, exploring, staking your claim is a good idea.